Hello, everybody,
Hi.
and welcome to the post-credit show for the
Yes.
Barrel Roll Newscast. I'm Nick,
I'm Chris.
and we're here to talk about games we've played, movies we've watched, and other sort of stuff we've done for the past, well, you for the last week, me for the past 2.
Yes. Do you want to...
Does not matter, I have a lot
Do you want
to...
to get your stuff out? Okay, fine, I'll do this.
Alright.
Well, I finally watched Boss Baby.
Yeah, not a... The end
I know
felt
you guys.
weird.
I know you guys said the the
Yep.
ending was weird, but really, I think if you're calling the ending weird, I think you're calling the whole movie weird.
It is. The whole movie's weird. The ending is just extra, like it's kind of a cute something the whole way through, and then all of a sudden
Like
it's
from the
like
Vegas
this,
part on.
yeah, it kind of all of a sudden is just this gigantic, like, world-ending kind of thing now.
Well, where puppies are gonna... Was it puppies?
Yeah, puppies.
Puppies are gonna take over the
Yeah. And I was kind of like, we went from, like, cute baby who was really trying to stop puppies
From
in general, and you're like, okay, cute, to all of a sudden, like, spoilers, blimp full of,
yeah.
and, like, depth-defying jumps and this and that, and it's like, things got real weird real quick.
I think the whole movie is weird.
It was. I still enjoyed it.
Obviously, because it was based on a kid's
Yeah.
imagination.
And I think that was the other piece, too, was, like, them racing the cars and seeing what they're seeing versus
But I
what
wonder,
they're
though,
seeing.
was the first part of that movie a dream?
It could be, and that's the other
And that's
part.
what I'm saying, because that's what I'm thinking, because when the second time when he's like
Yeah.
a baby, that's when he really came home.
Yeah.
I think was the other part just a dream and imagination. And
Yes, I believe that's how we're supposed to take it, yes.
that's how I took it.
Now there's a new show on Netflix that completely, like, derails that entire theory, but yes.
I don't know. I know my nephew's kind of watch it.
Yeah.
I don't want to. So it looks terrible.
It's not a bad movie, though, Boss Baby is a general. Like, I laughed,
No,
I
it's
giggled,
different.
I thought it was, yep.
But yeah,
Yep,
it's definitely a movie.
it is a movie.
Finally got around to that one. I wowed a bit last night.
Nice.
Not much. I just played my guy. He's at level 31 now.
Good stuff.
I'm going into Gilneas. Am I
Yep.
saying that right?
Sure.
To do some missions there.
Yep.
I don't know why I'm in that area. I found it a little weird.
Yep.
And also Hillsbrad at the same time.
Yeah, that's all in around the same.
Yeah, Hillsbrad I kind of expected.
Hello,
Hello.
Jack Davies. Oi. Oi. Hey. Oi.
Yeah, I mean, just I don't know what to expect from this Gilneas face because there's a big giant thing throwing rocks around, and there's random elites
Yep.
running around too. So I don't know. I got some. Well, because I hit level 30, I got a new move for my hunter called Black Arrow.
Yep.
Which causes the distraction. I love it. 'Cause when I'm fighting something big, hey, arrow, I'm going to disengage now.
Right.
And kind of take that little bit to take my distance again and start attacking.
Yes. And that's the point. So.
Yeah. So that's that guy.
And then in like a few weeks, all your spells are going to change.
No, they won't.
Yeah, yeah.
No, they won't.
Yeah.
No. I will keep them the same.
You might not have
force
it.
them.
You might not have
I
it.
will force them.
They did announce what they're basing World of Warcraft Classic on, though.
What?
It's going to be the 1.12 patch. That's where they're starting from.
All right.
Well, because they went through everything, and they're like, what is Classic WoW
Yeah.
versus... So, that's where they're...
1.12?
That's 1.12 is where they're starting.
Oh, boy.
Way back then.
I do have another person for our little group,
Oh, nice.
so there could be 4 of us running around.
Sweet.
He does like to specialize, so he's not a DPS person.
That's fine.
It's how he likes to roll.
It's all good.
But I don't know how much he's going to play right now because he just had his second kid. So
So not.
I don't know. So it's hard to say right now with him because he kind of almost forces playing time.
Oh, yeah.
So we'll see. And then kind of, I guess, the final thing, which kind of ties into you.
Mm-hmm.
We played some Realm Royale.
We did! That's on my list. So Realm Royale, for those of you
Yeah.
that don't know, is the Paladins.
Hi.
Hi.
Myth.
Yep. Realm Royale, for those that don't know, is Paladins' Battle Royale game. So from the makers of Paladins Hi-Res
Okay.
Studios, they took that engine and made a Battle Royale game.
That's good.
It's a class-based system. So engineer, warrior, mage, rogue, assassin, sorry, and
Did you say engineer?
yep, warrior, engineer, assassin,
Hunter.
mage, hunter are your classes. They all come with different abilities, 4 different abilities, but you can only ever equip 2 at a time.
Yes.
I'm good.
I'm good.
How are you? Relaxing now that it's the weekend. How about you, Myth? So yeah, fun game though.
It is. It's different for me because I'm not used to playing a kind of shooter game
on the computer.
On the computer. So I'm usually the first one dying, and then I'm sitting there watching you guys.
Us try and do things.
Collect stuff.
Yes, we run around. We had one good match, so we played with Tony as well and Brian. There was the 4 of us, and we did a good job on that map.
Which one?
Well,
it's all the same map.
It's all the same map, but that one round where we ended up like 4th or 3rd.
Oh,
like,
right. But then we made a mistake.
We didn't make a mistake. The other team, yeah, we hid, and the other team rolled in and had really
stuff,
awesome weapons.
It was really tough.
Yes, Fortnite is a game.
Yeah.
That people play. It's on my list too. It's at the top.
But yeah, it's different because I'm not quite up to speed with the controls.
Yeah.
And so it's very.
You'll get used to that the more.
It's tough. I finally, one of our last games that we played.
Yeah.
I finally right-clicked and finally zoomed in and started.
Yeah.
Button mashing.
Yeah. Well, it's nice because there's no ammo in the game. You're not worried about picking up ammo.
No.
You just have to reload after so many shots.
My thing is the left hand.
Yeah.
I'm not coordinated with my left hand. I'm good with my right.
Yep.
And moving the mouse around, it's the it's the familiarity of where it is on the keyboard.
And again, you just
feeling, not without looking.
You just get used to that as you play more and more and more and more and more and more.
Well, I'm gonna have to play a lot because
Yep.
I try to find one.
That was the same thing when I switched from my Xbox to my PlayStation.
I try to find one, but I'm hitting like Q.
Oh no, we've all done that. I was doing that the other night. What were we playing? It was that game. I was doing the exact same thing. I'm pressing one button, and all of a sudden I'm like throwing something. I'm like, I didn't mean to.
Even well, as I'm adding more spells, it's okay. I'm moving my more spells that I use closer to where my fingers are already,
and that's
so
usually
it's less of
a
move around. The healing is the only thing I usually eat, no matter what character, because they all seem to have healing moves. I move it farther down.
Yeah.
But that's because I'm dying, so I can take the time.
Bam. Yeah.
Heal, and then go from there.
Oh no, I'm with you. I understand exactly what you're going through, but it's the aesthetics of the game I like. Like I like the look of the game.
The superhero landings all the time.
The superhero landing's fun. There's no fall damage, which is nice. So you can just run and jump and shoot and this and that. When you die, you turn into a chicken, and you have 30 seconds.
It's almost like you get it's knocked down for a fortnight.
Yeah, except this one you can actually run.
Well, you can crawl around in Fortnite.
You can crawl, but crawling does not help you. Crawling's like, no. Oh, the chicken you can actually escape. Like, it gives you a reasonable attempt to escape every once in a while.
Yeah, if you can jump through a window.
If you can find a window.
It really throws people off.
If you can find that square window, they're just like, oh, no.
I should have got them sooner.
So, yeah, just some of the choices in the game, I think, are just really strong choices. And the fact that this is pretty much alpha. Like, this is 1.0. This is...
Yeah. It's pretty
we just know there's more to come, and that kind of stuff. So
probably I would assume more weapons.
I'm going to assume more weapons, balancing some class type stuff here and there and everything.
Yeah.
You can mount up, which is another nice thing. You don't have to worry about finding a car or anything. You just hit a button and get yourself a horse.
That's the other one is F. I don't know. I have to look down to find F.
It should have a mark on it.
No.
Yeah. Every keyboard. F and J.
Well, maybe that's why. Yeah, it's trying to master this without looking. Maybe I almost got to put my keyboard a little farther up so it's in my peripheral so I can.
And that's more of the trick, because like when I'm sitting here playing, I have this so I can.
But I'm
see
limited
my
on
hands.
my desk.
Right.
Space, and I can't really back up much on my.
I can see this part of my keyboard when we play. So I'm with you on that one. We also played The Escapists.
Oh, I totally forgot about that. Yeah,
We got nothing accomplished.
we did nothing.
You guys were like playing, and I was
sitting. That's a super tough prison.
Well, it also doesn't help that we didn't watch the intro.
Well, yes, Brian didn't.
Brian didn't watch the intro because the intro shows you like
Well, it said
where
glide, but it was that's.
Yeah, so there is a place to glide from where that, like, the intro video legitimately goes like, oh, there's a tower or there's a something or. Because in that one map where you guys were like, guys, did you know there's a tunnel out here? And it's like, yes, they show it off in the intro video. Like, they legitimately show you the ways out.
That one's tougher because there's cameras in your room.
Just can't. I know that one's tough.
And it's pretty much all outside. So if you start a fight with a guard,
yeah, they start shooting.
You're gonna get shot.
Yeah.
Real fast.
Yeah.
It was.
It's going to be an interesting
electrified fence, so we can't chop through that.
Can't chop through that. Got to dig.
I tested that out to see if it was really electric, and it harmed you.
Yep.
It did.
Yep.
I was checking ahead.
But I jumped in halfway through that one, so that was just funny because you guys were running around like idiots, going like, I don't even know what to. I don't know.
I was trying to get putty.
Yeah.
Which apparently is not what we were supposed to do. Well, actually, we needed the putty because we needed to get to the top.
You're trying to get
level.
keys. Yeah.
But just trying to take out that guard. That's the issue.
I can take out guards. See, you guys just needed me. Because I started punching guards out.
Sure.
And I do like
and
the escape.
And there's a lot of sensors around. So
oh, there's everything. I know you carry contraband, and it's like, woof, and it's like, oh no, I forgot. Then you're like running, trying to get to your chest so you can put stuff in the secret compartment before they catch you.
It's funny that they don't realize that.
Yes, you're like in your chest, like putting stuff in, and they're like, oh, there's only a toothbrush in here.
Think the cameras, though, in your room.
Yeah.
They don't actually catch you doing anything. It's only when the guard goes up and you see that little symbol above his head.
Yeah, because he's checking.
He's checking the recording of what happened.
Yeah.
So I don't think the cameras actually catch you doing anything.
I don't know. It's tough to say because I didn't spend enough time on
there's a guard
that.
that stays in your house, though.
There is. They have like a little office right inside.
You take them out.
I did. That's the one I punched.
I don't know. We need.
Everybody's like, how do you keep punching stuff? Yeah, we do have to coordinate that crap better. Like, I'll punch out the guard and then
we need to have a plan before we go into it.
And that's the other piece too, is we were all just goofing around, so which is part of the fun. Yeah. So we did that, and then finally, I think Tony left, and it's like, let's Realm Royale. So we Realm Royale.
No, we Realm Royale, but he's still there.
Oh, that's right.
Because we moved in, we started there, and then we're like, we're not getting anywhere with this. Let's just go Realm Royale.
Yeah.
Oh no, maybe we did.
No,
that was our first time.
That was our first time playing. It was just three. It was you, me, and Brian. So
yeah.
So either way, good game. Z.
Yes, I mean that kind of covers something.
It does. It takes. Look, I can do the Realm Royale. Good. The Escapists. Good. Okay. I played Fortnite on my Switch. I suck with controls.
It's tough.
So again, I'm going the opposite direction that you're going, using my keyboard and mouse like I know what I'm doing, and then switching over to...
That's why in Fortnite I don't build, because there's no point.
And I completely understand. And I knew that as soon as they released it. I'm like, he can't build. Like, the button combo just to get to building is a pain in the butt.
And like I said to you off, right before I think we started the other show, the newscast, I watch on Twitch, and it's guys that are even on console or circle, and then they're building really fast. And it's like, and they're switching immediately back to their guns. It's like maybe it's an age thing.
Maybe we're just too old now.
We're too old to
play
play
that age.
Game. We cannot play battle royale games.
We've hit that age. We just can't do it anymore.
We don't have the coordination to do it.
Yeah, we're slowing down. I played some Death Road to Canada.
How is that a single player?
Good. The AI does a fairly good job of following me around doing what you're doing.
Yeah.
Yeah. So no, it's fine.
Because the only time I really played it was when we were
here.
You
and Ryan were playing. At one point, you and I started with your character and my character, and it seems to be the one, like, whatever stats I gave you, like perks and stuff, we seem to be able to make it the furthest.
All right.
At one point, we found Brian, so we picked him up too. So there was 3 of us in the car, and then I died. And then you picked up some other stranger who forced themselves upon your group. I've yet to make it to Canada.
Was it Tony?
No, it's not Tony. Hey guys, I'm here! In the car. So yeah, I've yet to make it to Canada, but that's a nice, fun little...
I think it's a ways away.
It tells you how many days you are away at the top of the screen.
Even then, I don't think it's...
Hello, Josh Little. So yeah, Death Road to Canada. Fun little game because it doesn't actually take that long.
Well, because you die so quick.
Because you're pretty much, yeah. Like, when it gets tough, you're pretty much dead. Like, we ran out of food at one point, and there was nothing I could do. Like,
we can just run around.
Kind of what just keeps happening. I played some City Skylines. I've talked about that enough. Good game. You should buy it. Everybody should buy City Skylines if you're into...
Look at you go just flying through the...
Well, because not all of them
are... your list.
Pokemon Quest. Did you guys talk about Pokemon Quest? I think we've talked about Pokemon Quest.
We talked about it the week before.
Yeah, I haven't really Pokemon Quested that much, but it's still just... It's a mobile game on the Switch.
I'm good, Josh.
I am also good. How are you, Josh? SteamWorld Dig 2, I finished. So, SteamWorld Dig 2, done. Got through the story. Good game. Oh. Took like 8 hours, so for the price of the game, like, you know.
Ow. Let me forget something.
What did you forget?
No. Finish up, I'll come back after.
I got a lot more to go. I know I'm flying, but... Alright, either way,
You're on a roll.
SteamWorld Dig 2, good game. Worth it for the price. Glad to hear it, Josh. I got when I bought NBA Playground. Is that what it was?
1 or 2?
1.
Okay.
2's not out. But I bought 1.
Isn't it?
No. I bought 1. And they screwed up 1 so bad on the Switch. Anybody who bought 1 got the complete version for free, which was their update.
Okay.
They also were promised Shaq Fu for free.
Oh, yeah.
So they've remade Shaq Fu.
Oh, boy.
It is just as bad as it used to be on the original systems. It is...
I was going to say.
It controls bad. It is hard to hit things. Like
so
the
are they going to give you
there.
something for this?
I don't know. I'm hoping maybe maybe this game developer just keeps releasing really bad games. I just keep it sucks because Shaq Fu is one of like the highest rated bought games right now on the eShop because so many of us got it for free. It's like in the number 2 slot.
I did see it.
And I'm like, do not buy Shaq Fu for the love of God.
Don't.
It is bad. The best part is the voiceovers because it's Shaq. But he was a baby that ended up somehow in China, like abandoned and orphaned. Pancake. That's never good. There we are. Who was raised by like this dirty old man who's the protector of the world. So the voiceover part's the best part of the whole thing, but otherwise, like
as you would expect,
getting through it, the controls are clunky, the hitboxes are funny, everything's just off about it. And I'm like, are you doing this for fun because the old game was so bad, and you're just essentially
I would hope not
doing it again, or are you guys just that bad at making games?
Yes.
Cool. Do not buy Shaq Fu.
That's what I would go with personally.
A game people should keep on their radar, even if it's to wait for it to go on sale, is Sushi Strikers for the Switch.
But they never tell you.
No, they don't tell you. So there is stuff on sale right now.
But they said...
For E3. Check it out. Like actual Nintendo games are on sale, which doesn't often happen. You probably own most of them already, but check.
Odyssey?
I think.
Odyssey's going for sale finally?
I think so, yeah.
I held out for so long.
I know, I do the same thing. Either way, Sushi Striker is a puzzle game a la Tetris or Dr. Mario, something like that.
Okay.
Very anime story. There are cinematics and there is voiceover stuff. The whole shtick is you are in a country where the sushi wars happened. There were people that thought that sushi should go to everybody or sushi should not exist. And a war happened. That's
like not even clashing.
Well, it was like everybody should have sushi, nobody should have sushi. So they fought.
Yeah, it's barely even.
So they fought using sushi.
Okay.
So what happens is
even the non-people
use sushi to fight.
Okay.
So the whole shtick, well, and essentially you end up finding out that these people want sushi just for the elite.
Oh, okay.
And these other people want sushi for everyone. You end up becoming a sushi striker because you find a sushi shrine with a essentially a sushi genie.
Okay.
That's right. And the monsters that you collect, so these genies, these sushi guys, they create, or they give you different powers when you've got the sushi plates going.
Mm-hmm.
So essentially the shtick is you want to match colored plates with different kinds of sushi on them. So you click on a plate to start the thing, but there's conveyor belts going across full of sushi.
Okay.
and you want to like, oh, I picked red plates, I gotta find all the red plates that are connected either diagonally, up, down, left, or right.
Yeah.
And if you collect more, you have 7 seconds to press as many plates as you can.
Okay.
You eat the sushi, you collect the plates.
Sounds like you have to be really fast.
You do.
This is not a me game.
They do help you out, though. And it becomes fairly... Like, and again, I'm not that fast either. Like, judging by my Fortnite skills, I'm clearly not on task.
And
but
Realm Royale stuff.
But yeah, like it's fairly intuitive the way they've built it.
Okay.
So you build up 5 sets of plates, and when the next time you eat plates, you throw the first stack of plates at the bad guy.
All right.
And they do the same thing to you. And then if you throw, like, if you get the same color combinations going, you do extra damage. Then you have to use your guys' moves. So you can do additional damage, or you can actually make it so sweets appear and you just eat sweets and it replenishes your health.
Okay.
You can do one move that changes all the plates to the same color, so you pretty much just do one giant sweep and end up with like a giant stack of plates.
Nice.
And then at one point, or any point, you can press a button in whatever plate stack you're in front of.
Yeah.
You just start throwing them. So if you've got the enemy almost dead,
Just start throwing.
I just throw all 5 stacks of plates and then they die.
So do you choose a side with the factions?
No. You are on the team. You're an orphan. Your parents died in the Sushi Wars.
Okay.
Very anime story.
Yeah, it sounds like it.
You're an orphan, and you go out to find food for the kids in the orphanage because apparently no one's actually taking care of you in this orphanage. You just all live in this place.
You know, that's what orphanages.
Yeah. So you end up in the forest, and you're collecting fruit, and the fruit doesn't taste that good from these trees. And these rich kids come along, and they're all like, ah! They make fun of you, and then they beat you up and eat your fruit. And they're like, this is gross, and spit it out. And you're like, that's like the only food we have, man.
Yeah.
Then you meet this guy who is a sushi striker. And he's all like, you should try sushi. And of course, his little creature
He's
guy,
on the side of everybody should.
everybody should have sushi. And he gets you to try sushi. And you're like, because you're like, I hate sushi. It killed my parents.
Okay.
Like, legit. The story in this game is just like, it's like watching Pokemon, but they replace like, but everybody should like love Pokemon, and to you that doesn't sound odd because Pokemon are creatures, and you're like, yeah, everybody should love Pokemon. Yeah. This one's like, everybody should love sushi, and we should bond with sushi, and da 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 da.
Bond with fish.
Either way, this guy
squids.
meets you, and he's all like, oh, you should try sushi. And you're like, sushi's the best thing ever. And he's like, great, will you join me in my quest to bring sushi to everybody? And he's like, yeah, let's go to my orphanage. Like, there's a bunch of people you could feed.
Yeah.
And he's like, perfect. And before you can get there, the Republic people, or the Empire, whatever they are, come and take him away.
Okay.
You manage to find your own shrine, to which you get...
So you are on the side of everybody should...
So you're definitely like this really excitable anime kid that's all like, everybody should share sushi and everybody can eat it and it'll be the best times ever. The rich kid that picked on you at the beginning...
Is your antagonist?
Yes, he becomes the bad guy on the other side of it. Like, I'm going to prove myself to the Empire. Then, like, you know... And mostly because he's mad at you. Then they send another kid after
you up.
Yeah, then they send
too easy.
Yeah, then they send another kid after you, and she's all like, "I'm forced to do this, da 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 da. Like sushi's not for everybody to eat; it's for fighting." And you're like, "Well, no, man. Like we can all love sushi."
What? This is a really weird game.
It's super weird. As you get further into it, you actually build a base because obviously you're moving through the enemy territory, pushing them back, pushing them back.
Yeah.
You can replay any of the levels because they do rank you from S to D, depending on what you do.
Never understood that.
It's essentially how many points, how fast you beat the level, and how many points you
Yeah, but even on the Devil May Cry games, and I never understood.
This one's a little easier to understand, and then they do have objectives for you to do.
Okay.
So it's like beat the game with X amount, or beat this level with X amount of health, beat within so many things, match over like 10 plates.
Mm-hmm.
And then those will help you gain extra stars and ranks. You can also put a black belt on that gives you half health when you go into the level, but it pretty much guarantees you an S rank.
Oh, okay.
So as you level up and your sushi guys level up,
and you go back and
I go back and do some of those levels. As you level that stuff up, your home base levels up. Like there's a big system to this game. So
it's just really weird.
I know it's $60 and it's a bit of a price tag for a puzzle game, but there's a lot in this puzzle game.
It's a really weird.
And it's super weird. Like,
The
it's
story is just really.
the story
really
is one
weird.
of those things where I'm playing it going, oh my god, and then I'm taking screenshots and sending it, and Tony's like, yes, yes. Like,
He's eating it up.
yeah. Like, yeah. But that is, like, the whole shtick is very, like, there's an underground rebellion full of sushi eaters that are all, like, you know. And you're this gung-ho kid, and the Empire has, like, you know, the king and his henchmen that are, like, we have to stop this plucky kid from beating us, sort of thing. Like,
Send your strongest guy out first.
they did. He's the big muscular one who wears nothing but, like, a loincloth and comes after you all,
So
like, my
sweet.
muscles will beat you, as I throw sushi plates at you.
Alright.
Obviously, as you go forward, the different sushi creatures have different abilities. So one of them that your guy ends up getting, not your guy, but the antagonist, the other kid, is you can only, it's a barrier and only 10 plates or more can pass through it.
Okay.
Which makes that level more of a boss
Yeah.
fight because you have to link, like, you're
Only
sitting there
have
with
10.
you're sitting there with 9, like, come on, whereas, like, one more plate that I can.
Yeah.
So yeah, that part makes it interesting. So they do. The gameplay switches up and changes.
Mm-hmm.
Once you get far enough, it unlocks online play.
You have to earn it first.
You have to earn it. You have to actually prove that you can get so far before they let you online.
Have you done it?
No, I have not made it online
want
yet.
to?
Yeah, I do want to try. I want to see how bad I really am. Local play is a thing.
Okay.
You can play on one Switch or obviously with 2. On one Switch is a little funny
Yeah.
because usually you're the bottom section and you're throwing the plates up.
So you have to reverse it.
So they tell you when you split the Joy-Cons, going like the more advanced player should be the one on top
Okay.
because they know what they're doing. Whereas if I was playing the game with you and I'm like, here, you be the guy on top, you're just like, what?
I have no idea what I'm doing.
Exactly. So it is. It's a fun game, cool story, lots of stuff to do within it. Replay value is obviously there with that black belt to go back through and do stuff with. I already replayed like the first 15 levels with the black belt on just to improve my skills. They gave me a thing at one point when you beat one of the guys, it slows all of your tracks down.
Okay.
So it's easier to make matches, but you don't have the variety of stuff coming through. So for me, it's easier because it goes faster. You're like, oh, finally green.
Yeah.
But starting off is sometimes hard because their conveyor belts are kind of just going, and you're like, I just got to find a color that's kind of all over the... Once you get it going, you're good. But other than that, movie-wise and TV, I saw Solo with you guys 2 weeks ago.
Yep.
Way better movie than I thought it was going to be. Like...
Told you.
He still was not Solo to me.
No, and I think that's why people didn't go out and see it, is because it's...
Yeah. He wasn't Solo to me, but everybody else really personified their characters well.
Yeah.
The story itself I thought was good.
Mm-hmm.
The surprise cameo, like right around the end, was like, oh snap, I want to see where they go with this. Solid film. And not that he did a bad job. I think he was good.
It's just Harrison Ford did such a great job.
Right. Again,
he set the bar so high.
I've always said it. Harrison Ford's Harrison Ford. Like,
and it was a difficult thing for him either way.
yeah. Oh yeah. He did a good job though.
Yes.
So not that he did a bad job. Once you're
I liked how him and Chewie got to...
we got that piece. Once you get into the movie enough, you forget that he's supposed to really be Solo, or that he's like, I'm not sitting there going, he still is not Harrison Ford. You're just like, okay.
Yeah.
If you can put that to the back of your mind, the rest of the movie is great.
I did at the start.
And I did right off the
That's
bat.
why I enjoy movies, because they shut my brain off.
And right at the beginning, I'm like, okay, just like go into it. Don't know what you're getting. We got a cool chase scene off the beginning. We kind of got like, oh, this is where Han's from and all that kind of stuff.
And he didn't even get his name.
He didn't even. Yeah,
given to him.
Solo was given to him, which was kind of cheeky. Yeah, like solid film, and Donald Glover crushed it as Lando.
Yeah.
Like he did. That to me was the embodiment of that character. Because when he talked off screen, even people online are like, did they get like Billy D. Williams to film or to record just a couple lines to get you in the mood? Yeah. And it's like, nope, Donald Glover just came out and crushed it. His droid was
he
fun.
seems to be doing...
He's doing so well.
He can't do anything wrong at this point in time.
So I'm intrigued because there's news that's not quite news yet that the WB, so Warner Brothers, wants to do another Willy Wonka movie. And Donald Glover is apparently in the short run for being Willy Wonka.
Was it Willy Wonka? I thought it was something else.
Nope.
I thought there was something else he was in for, but I can't remember what it was.
Could be something else, but that is for Willy Wonka. Like whatever Charlie and the Chocolate Factory reboot they're going to do next, they want him as Willy Wonka or Ryan Gosling.
Okay, no, that's definitely the one because Ryan Gosling was another name of that list.
So yeah, they're redoing Charlie and the Chocolate Factory again. So I'm like, I'd like to see Donald Glover pull that off because I think he could. Like Willy Wonka as a character is twisted if you actually read the book. So I would like to see him. Because he does. He has that childhood whimsy that Willy Wonka is supposed to have, but at the same time, I think he could play off the, like, eccentric, chocolatier guy, too. So, either way. Pancake! Yeah, that's what I thought.
Being a bad puppy. Since you're taking a quick break, I'll jump into the thing I forgot.
Done. Go for it.
Call of Duty. Still on veteran. I'm like 4 or 5 levels away from beating it.
Nice.
I was struggling with one level just because you're pinned down.
Yep.
Or I was pinned down and you had to survive.
Oh, okay.
And guys just kept coming from everywhere. So eventually I was like, I found a video.
Yep.
What's the best way to do this?
Sure.
And they showed me, and then I beat it. And then it's not getting easier.
Yeah.
But maybe it's a comfort thing.
And that's
where
the
it's
other
just,
piece.
Okay, now I know what I'm expecting. I surprised the kid at work because he's the one that kind of, like I mentioned before, he's kind of the one that kept nagging me to play this game. And when I said I played it, and I'm playing on veteran, he's like, what? Yeah, it's a Call of Duty game.
And yet we cannot win at Fortnite.
I can play Call of Duty on veteran. I'm good. And he was surprised.
Yep.
Whatever.
What up?
I've done it before. It's not a big deal.
Yeah.
It's Call of Duty. You just have to move slower.
And that's always
I
my problem.
describe because he beat the game already. Anybody's playing on it, obviously easier level.
Yeah.
Or difficulty.
Yeah.
And he's telling me where things are, and I'm like, okay. But I'm like, the problem is, you're telling me to run all over this place and get this stuff, but it's veteran. It's pop, 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 and I'm done.
Yeah. Yeah, you can't just run through the bullet fire.
So I have to take my time and figure out some other way to do it.
Why, hello, Pancake. Welcome to the show.
But yes, that was the thing I missed.
Cool. I also saw Deadpool 2 with you guys 2 weeks ago. That was a good film again.
The more I thought about it, I kind of like the first Deadpool better.
I do like the first Deadpool more. This one just stopped. I think the part that was missing from this one in a big way was Vanessa's character.
Maybe. But she was there.
She was, but not as, like, she was a motivation as opposed to a
the X-Force was quick-lived. I was not expecting it to be over that.
Okay, that gag was good though. I enjoyed it.
That was not that. Both movies, I even said this, Tony. The highlights for me were the cameos. Solo, the cameo. Deadpool, I knew some of who was in it, but still the cameos were great.
Yeah, and I like Ryan Reynolds' portrayal of, like, when he gets certain characters into his movies. You know, like Colossus. We get Colossus. We don't get
the Vanisher.
But we don't get, like, the Colossus that was in the other X-Men movies. We get Colossus like he should be. We get the other character like he should be. You know? We're not getting these toned down, like, oh, we'll put an actor in an actual suit and see what happens. It's like, if we need to, we'll CGI this.
CGI fight.
Yeah. Yeah, not as strong as the first one. Cable, I thought, was a strong character. Like, he'll be good to have going forward.
Mm-hmm. maybe that group at the end will be their own X-Force.
So I don't know. Domino was good. I thought her scenes were fun.
Yeah.
Like, luck is not a superpower.
Yes,
and then he's sitting there and it's like, it's not even cinematic. And, like, the whole...
the cars flipping over.
Car doing all these things. Like, yeah, good stuff. So, not as good as the first one. But definitely still a good movie.
High winds. Who cares?
Who cares about high winds? I watched... Again, hello, he's not here.
But his essence is.
Yep. I watched the Ride Along 1 and 2.
Oh, yeah. Those are good. I like
those were...
Kevin Hart's too good.
Kevin Hart is great in films.
He works well with almost everybody.
He does. I don't really like his stand-up.
My parents went to see that show live last week.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I've watched it on Netflix and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Like, as I do. I like stand-up. I'm not a huge fan of his.
He's he's a very physical comedian.
But yeah, like in his movies,
Mostly
he's
on his
very
stature.
but in his movies, he's very good. He does play along well with everybody else. Like So yeah, we watched the first one and it was like, second one, click, because they're both on Canadian Netflix. So it was just like, next one.
Yeah.
My wife's like, "What are we watching now?" And I'm like, "The second one." And she's like, "Oh, all right." The first one was okay. Like even my wife was like, "That was fairly good."
Yeah.
So I watched those. So yeah, good flicks if you're just sitting around on a pancake.
I'll just block you.
Yeah. If you're just sitting around on a Saturday with, nothing to really do sort of thing. They're good movies to watch. And Canadian Netflix again, and I know this one's only on Canadian Netflix because it's a Canadian show.
Is it a CBC thing?
It is a CBC show. The Indian Detective.
Is that the Russell Peters?
That's the Russell Peters show.
Yes.
He is a detective in Toronto. Or not a detective, he's an officer in Toronto.
Okay.
Who screws up and gets demoted and gets suspended. So being that he's suspended, his dad has a heart attack in India.
Okay.
His mom's passed away, and he doesn't really have a great relationship with his dad. But his dad has a heart attack, so he flies to India to go see his dad. And lo and behold, there's a crime that needs solving that is connected to the one in Toronto. And everybody in India actually treats him like a detective. Because he does say, he's like, well, I am a cop.
Yeah.
And he does point out that he's not a detective because they keep calling him detective. But he does more police work there than half the police force because it's very corrupt and this and that. And like that's what he's dealing with. So and the person he meets who's the next door neighbor is a cop.
Yeah.
So he's helping her with this investigation sort of thing. Like it's one of those things where, Castle, how it was like the ride-along kind of character becomes essential to solving the crimes.
Yeah.
She's got her bone. He's a cop that does the ride-along thing that's essential to solving the crime. So it's a little bit more believable, the fact that he's doing what he's doing.
You had a theme with your stuff. Right.
I know, ride-along.
Ride-alongs.
But either way, Russell Peters is pretty funny. It's not that long a series. I think it's only like 6 or so episodes.
It seems to be common with the CBC
CBC. But you know what? CBC, for the longest time, speaking as a Canadian, put out a lot of junk.
Oh, yeah.
Because they just had to have Canadian content. And instead of spending money on it, they were just like, oh, whatever, here, have
People watch it.
have some money. Someone will watch this show.
Yeah.
With these shorter things that they're doing, I feel like they're putting more money into it, and it's a better show, and all of a sudden people are actually
even
watching.
Like the Mr. D show. That's maybe 13 at most.
Yep.
That's about it.
Yep. So that's what I mean, like that one, because otherwise, what do we have? Murdoch Mysteries and the show.
Is that still on?
Oh yeah. They've done a spin-off-esque type show now with a female lead from the makers of the Murdoch
Only
Mysteries.
time I see the CBC commercials is during hockey games.
I know. That's
now that hockey games are over, I'm not really watching CBC anymore.
But either way, I saw an ad for this when we were in Banff around Christmas.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh, that'd be an interesting show. And then it was like, season finale on tonight. And I'm like, oh, I have missed all the other episodes. Yeah. I will find another time to watch this. And then Netflix has it in Canada. So if you have it in the States or wherever you live, the Indian Detective, and Indian being he's from India. They throw that joke in there a couple times.
Of course. course.
When he's in Canada. When he's in India, it's not a joke anymore. But at one point, yeah, they're in Canada, and it's like, yeah, the guy was Indian, and he's like me Indian, or like First Nations Indian, like, you know, which direction are we headed here?
Yeah.
But yeah, like, it's Russell Peters actually being able to be Russell Peters, which is also
That's good.
Good, because the other show he's on right now is that weird kids advice show, and he's supposed to talk to kids,
yeah.
and it makes no sense to me because I'm like, Russell Peters should not.
He's not Cosby.
Well, but he's not even the host. He's like the backstage host that warms the kids up.
All right.
Like Carol Burnett's the actual host.
Yeah.
But yeah, he's sitting back there and he's like, well, like, yeah, he's almost trying to be the Cosby guy of like, well, if you had to go on a date, who, you know, blah, 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 blah. And it's like, well, I do have a boyfriend. And he's like, oh, and it's like, actually, I have 6 boyfriends. And you know the joke in his mind that he wants to say.
Yeah.
Because the look on his face is like, you know, he's just been set up perfectly, and then he has to tone it down and say something else. And it's like, boo.
Or they edited it.
They definitely didn't edit it. But yeah, it's like, you're sitting there going, boo. Like, that's a shame. So yeah, this lets Russell Peters be Russell Peters. And the CBC's taking more of a BBC note where they're not caring about as much of the content.
Okay.
So the language is actually, it feels more, you know, TV, every once in a while people start swearing and you're like, and not on HBO, but like on regular network television.
American television.
Yeah, they really tone it down. The CBC is getting less lenient with that.
Okay.
So yeah, we've ended up with some really good shows up in Canada now. Schitt's Creek.
Yeah, I heard that's good.
It's a pretty good show. It's the thing holding the wall. Yeah, Schitt's Creek was Anne CBC. The Anne of Green Gables thing. So they released that miniseries, which they do every 10 years because it's a Canadian icon.
No, it's a TV show.
I know. It's always a miniseries. Anne of Green Gables is always a miniseries, and it's like every 10 years they re-release a new version of Anne of Green Gables. But this one apparently went stupidly well.
Yeah.
So yeah, we're getting better content up here, which is cool.
Slowly but surely.
Yeah. But either way, Indian Detective and I am... Oh! Good point out. Woo! I also got the Octoling expansion for Splatoon 2.
So that's the single-player stuff, right?
So what happens is this, is you wake up, you're underground, and the old man, sailor kind of guy, who's in the regular Splatoon single-player stuff, he's always like, oh, you're agent this, and you're agent that, and da-da-da-da-da. He wakes up and he's like, why, I oughta... Like he's about to kill you because you're an Octoling, you're not an Inkling. So you're not a squid, you're an octopus. So they're against each other.
Yeah.
And you're all like, whoa, what's going on, man? Like, and he's like, well, we're mortal enemies. And you're like, I have no idea who I even am. And he's like, oh, well, as long as you're not trying to kill me.
You're good.
Like, we're good. Oh, no, you were humming a song, one of the Squid Sister songs.
Oh, okay.
So he's like, well, any fan of the Squid Sisters, like, you must be cool somewhere deep down inside. What ends up happening, though, is you find a train.
Okay.
So a subway train, because you're deep underground, as you've been told. And if you can find all the thangs, not things, thangs, as they pronounce it, you can go to the Promised Land.
Squidville?
So, Inktopolis. Yeah. So if you find and beat the single-player thing, so if you find all 4 thangs, you get to play as an Octoling in Splatoon. Like regular Splatoon.
Interesting.
So yeah, that part's the cool part. But yeah, it is level upon level upon level upon level of challenges. So some of them are defeat all the enemies, and it's just AI enemies that you got to destroy. Some of them are get the 8-ball to the end.
Yeah.
So you have to shoot like a giant 8-ball through a bunch of puzzles to get it to the end. Some of them are timed. Some of them aren't. Some of them do this. Some of them, like, very good range of stuff.
Yeah.
And then as you're going, you're on one track. And circles or levels, squares mean it's going to meet up with another track.
Okay.
And you have to pretty much unlock all the tracks, because there's only, I think there's, what, at least 9 tracks that you can go on to, and only 4 things. So as you unlock, a track, there will be a target on it going like this level.
Yeah.
Like if you, it's the thang level, you got to get to it. Each level costs you so many credits to go into.
Okay.
Each level also awards you with so many credits for beating it. Some of them give you options as to what weapons you use.
Mm-hmm.
So if you use a weapon that's not quite the right weapon, they'll give you more points if you beat the level. Then this is the nice part, if you die in the level 3 times or however many lives they give you, you can pay the same credits you started with, but you restart at the checkpoint. You don't have to restart completely.
So it kind of changes the game up a bit.
So it makes it a little bit easier because, like, if you just get to one hard part of a challenge, you don't have to redo all the other pieces. It's just like, hey, here's 3 lives, start again. And if you screw up multiple times, the ladies who pull off the Squid Sisters and all that stuff, the new ones who do the TV show are in contact with the other guy through his walkie-talkie. They're like, oh, we've hacked into the system and we can make it pretend that you've beaten this level. So if you find one that's just crushing you, you can press the button and skip it.
So
I've yet to skip a level.
Have you beaten it then?
No, I have found one thing. And about 5 of the tracks.
Okay.
And I'm trying to... And if you play all the tracks, because you obviously don't have to play every level.
Yeah.
But as you do, you get these things called mem cakes.
Okay.
Which are just little cakes that are shaped like Splatoon stuff. So either weapons or characters or this or that or anything. If you collect all the mem cakes from a track, there's a giant cockroach or other assorted type of creature. If you feed him the mem cakes, he's trying to get his memory back. Every time you complete a set, he'll give you articles of clothing for when you get to the promised land. So, I've got sunglasses and a new top for my Octoling once they get to Inktopolis. So,
interesting.
Yes, and I'm playing as a female Octoling because the male Octolings, you either get an afro or, this weird kind of haircut, and I'm like, so the females do end up looking a little bit better as Octolings. Yeah. I played as the afro guy for a bit, and then you can go into the settings and change your thing. Because they're trying to make them look like octopus. Yeah. So the whole afro piece is just like his head. And I'm like, all right. And then you put a helmet on and it all disappears anyways. But. And yes, you're Agent 8 trying to make your way to the promised land on a subterranean train.
I don't know if I'd go back. I don't know if I'd be able to get me to jump back in.
And that's the pieces I'm sitting there going, it's $25 for the expansion.
Yeah.
And you do get a shirt and headphones for your Squid Kid.
Yeah.
As a extra. But I think the big piece is I can play as an Octoling come, once I get all the things to actually play as. And I think that's the motivation is, if you like playing Splatoon right now, you're good. If you like the single-player challenge levels and have beaten all of those and beaten the big main boss...
It gets you back in.
It gets you back into that kind of thing. It's more single-player content, which is nice. And then just with the promise of after, you can actually play as the Octoling. Yeah. I know, my dog is weird.
No, I'm just imagining that on camera where just all of a sudden the head is... like a shark.
So yeah, if you're into Splatoon, definitely worth getting. You probably already have it. But it's if you like the single player content and weren't sure what you were getting with this one, there's a lot to get. One track had 13 levels on it.
Okay. And
some of the levels are one level. I've only reached one level, which was just frustrating because it was really random chance.
Yeah.
You had to get. You're pretty much playing tic-tac-toe, but by yourself.
You got the computer?
Nope. So you had a board, 3x3, so 9 spaces.
Yeah.
And you got 4 balls that you had to shoot from afar from a turret and bounce into three into a row. So either diagonally to the side or up. But you couldn't quite control where the ball went because it didn't always start off in the same position.
Okay.
So the first ball I could shoot and I could get it into one of the holes and then the next ball would fall down but it would end up crooked on the thing. So when you shot it, it would kind of bounce sideways. So I had to play that level 4 or 5 times before everything finally just, the random luck generator kind of kicked in and it bounced just right and fell in the right hole.
Yeah.
There was no skill to that one. That one was kind of just here, waste so many credits each time you play. Each time you unlock a new track, you also get a gift of credits. So, and you can always go back to older levels, replay them, get credits. So if you're ever oh no, I'm running out of credits, Because some of the levels are like, this costs 2,000 credits a go. And it's like,
no.
but I need the thing on the other side of this 2,000, piece level. So no, and the story mode to it is quite cute.
Yeah.
Like, you can talk to some of the people on the train and that kind of stuff. And the old man wants to rap all the time.
Of course he does.
Yeah.
That's what old people do.
And there's a little sea creature who's the captain of the train, so you can talk to him. So, no, cool game, cool, like, all-around expansion, I think. Like, out of Splatoon, I think this is the best we were going to get.
Yeah.
And the nice part is, I think if enough people buy this just allows them to continue supporting more levels for Splatoon that we don't have to pay for.
Yeah.
So that's kind of, I think, the biggest shtick of all this is there's probably like $15 worth of gameplay in here, and you're kind of going like, here's an extra like $10 for all the other stuff you've been doing for us. Thanks.
Yeah.
So, no, yeah, so now that's it. So, yeah, Splatoon and Sushi Strikers are the newest ones, and Realm Royale, obviously, with you guys. So, yeah, that's me. That's what I've been playing. So, thanks for watching the post-credit show. You can find us again next week. Same bat time, same bat channel.
3 of us.
Hopefully 3 of us, yes, if all goes according to plan. So with that, everybody, thanks for watching. Check us out at barrelrollnews.com. And you can find us all sorts of places. Hello. Yes. Yeah. Yam. I'm going to call you Yam. Yama.
Yama.
Yama, just in time for us to say
goodbye.
Goodbye.